But when I go to Sweden, I had a tough time. My first marriage was abusive.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So it ended up in court, separation.
Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to another segment of Claire's Classy Chat Show. Hooray! So today we have a very special guest here. Her name is Fortunate. Some people call her Fortunate, Fortune 40, and she's gonna tell us exactly what she prefers to be called and why. But we are happy to have her here on the show. Welcome, Fort.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you so much.
We are so happy to have you here because I know you are such a busy person. You are a mother, you work, you do a lot of other things that you're gonna tell us during the show. So we're gonna start off by you telling us a bit about yourself, like your background, anything you wanna tell us up to now. Like, you know, it's not to worry, but briefly, like, you know, life, like where you started from and stuff and all that, you know what I mean, like schools you've attended, but you know, in summary, and then how you happen to be here in the UK. Yeah.
Okay, my name's Fortunate Umurungi KABURAME. KABURAME is my father's name. Fortunate Umurungi are my other names, my real names. I was born in Uganda, Jinja, to be precise. I lived in Jinja most of my life, and then I moved to Kampala, Mperere, in 1994, I think.
Right.
And then I went to school in primary and nursery. I was in Jinja. And then secondary, I went to St. Kalemba. Then I went to Brent-Christ for a few months before I finished senior 6. Reason being, my mom was migrating back to Rwanda. As you know, most of us Rwandese who were born in Uganda, a time came when we migrated back to Rwanda, but some of us were still in school. So my mom had to migrate back to Rwanda. So she wanted a school where she can communicate to me. And St. Kalemba was far. It was hard for her to send people to come and see me. So she asked some people, like, which school can they put me? So some guy called Dennis he was working with said, oh, waliwe somero vayisiza abana banji last year. So she was like, that's the one I want. So that way I was put in that school. That's why I finished my senior 6.
Right.
And then after senior 6, I had two options. I could go to Makerere University or to Butare University, which is in the university in Rwanda. So I went to Rwanda for the first time in 1995. And I was determined to come back to Uganda to go to Makerere. But my uncles didn't want me to come back because they wanted me to stay in Rwanda. But I didn't want to stay in Rwanda because I had hoped that maybe after the war, my dad would survive and would find him there. But he died before the war was completed. So I developed that. I felt like, why should I go to the country where my dad is not even there? So I don't want to go there as a child. And so I didn't want. So they felt like if I don't stay there, I'm going to hate Rwanda forever. So they made me stay there. That's how I ended up in Butare University. I studied economics and finance. That was my first degree. And I ended up working in a bank as a credit manager. And in 2000, I got married by someone from Sweden. That's how I ended up going to Sweden.
Right. So you've lived in Sweden before?
Yeah, I've lived in
No.
Sweden, Swedish nationality. I have
Right.
dual Swedish and Rwanda. And then in 2009, I'm going to be precise, in 2009, I had 2 kids when I was in Sweden. That's my firstborn, Joseph and Destiny. And then I moved here in 2008. 2010, I had Mariam, your friend. And that's it. 2011, I went back to uni, University of East London.
Just down the road.
Yeah, I did psychosocial. And anything more you want to know?
That's a good background, you know. I'm just looking at you like, you know, I couldn't believe you've done all these things. So you went to Sweden, and how long you lived there in Sweden? How
I
many
lived
years?
in Sweden from 2001 to 2008, although I used to frequent coming to London.
To London, all right.
Yeah.
So how was it there? How is life living in Sweden? Because I haven't lived in any other European country.
Scandinavia is quite different from this way.
Yeah. In which way?
How can I say? I could say, like, London is overpopulated. In Scandinavia, we're not so many. It was very, very hard for me to see black people, and that kind of depressed me when I just gone there. And then I met a few Ugandans who are we're still close up to now, because it meant so much for me. I met a few Ugandans, a few Rwandese, and I'm the kind who makes friends with everyone. So even if I would see just a black person across the road, I'd just, hello, my name is Fortune. And I would be friends with them.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I miss Africa so much.
Yeah.
So the first time when I came to London, for some reason, the first street I was brought to was Upton Lane.
Yeah.
Because my baby father wanted to buy matoke, so he showed me Pascal, showed me Richmond, he showed me. So everyone was speaking Luganda. I felt like, oh my God, this place is like home.
Yeah.
And then on Christmas, I didn't have to wear winter boots. In Sweden, by now, we have a lot of snow from October, yeah. And I was wearing high heels, no winter boots. We could buy drinks from anywhere. In Sweden, you don't do that. I went to church, they was singing Luganda. So I made a promise to myself, I have to move to this country if I want to feel at home.
Yeah.
And that's how I
Okay.
programmed my mind to move here if I'm not going back to Africa, because I was ready to go back to Africa.
Yeah.
Sweden was very good. Sweden is one of the best countries when it comes to lifestyle and medical and health and everything. It has the best standards of living, even if you do your research. Sweden, Norway, and Finland, they do have the best standards of living in the world. However, I felt depressed because I couldn't see my people. I grew up in a family of loving people. I'm a chatterbox. There I was like, okay, I'm alone. Who am I going to speak to? Just coming here and speaking to people on the road, just felt, you know what, I have to move to this country.
When I think of Sweden, I just think of the Olympics. You know, they do the swimming so much, yeah? Is that why you wore this bright color? Because that is kind of like in the Swedish flag, but just joking.
I just love bright colors. I love bright colors, especially in winter.
Yeah.
Because it gets dark so quickly.
So quickly, shorter days. And you
So
know,
if you wear dark, I once watched Oprah and she was saying, if you wear dark clothes, they darken your mood. If you wear bright clothes, they brighten your mood.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So maybe that's right.
Yeah. So you did mention like the first time you come to Upton Lane, then you see a lot of Ugandans. So those who are watching, if you don't know Upton Lane, it is a street in Forest Gate, where there is East London Forest Gate, where there is a lot of Ugandans. We have the Uganda shops, we have the saloons, we have like people who send money and cargo back home and stuff. Salabed is on there. The other what is it? These other people for the cargo stuff, the Mugalu people as well. Oh my God, the name had gone. But basically.
We have Pascal, we have Richmond, we are filming from the studio.
From the studio. And then, so when you
feel at home.
You just feel at home, So can you tell us, like, is your name, because I hear people say 40 and then people say Fortunate, Fortune. So what's your real name and what would you prefer to be called?
I really don't mind any because it's all short of Fortunate. My name on my documents is Fortunate Umurungi Kaburame.
Yeah.
On Facebook, I use Fortune Kaburame.
Yeah.
People who call me Fort are the people who know me from when I was young, because that's my pet name. Like my mom is called Mama Forty, so that's how they call me. So when someone calls me Fort, I just say, this one knows me. So I have to have myself. So I don't mind which name they call me.
You don't mind which name. Actually, when you did mention that on Facebook, because I was just perusing through your your profile, on before we had the interview, I was thinking, okay, let me first go and see exactly. And I saw that. I did notice you are one of those people who have like the longest profile, like on their Facebook. So I would just read it out, because you say you worked out. You say you worked at. You've worked in different places. Actually, you worked at KUK, you worked at the NHS, social care, and your frontline worker. You worked at Priscilla Wakefield House. You are owner and operator of FK Events and promoter and promotions. You were a volunteer at Health Living Projects. You are owner of Fortune's Boutique. I've been, checking you out,
I didn't know that.
So you worked you work with Uganda Convention,
yes,
UK,
I do.
And then you are former worker at credit risk analyst at CSS. I don't know
That's
what
in
that
Rwanda.
is in Rwanda, you've worked at Tato Service Hood.
That's in Sweden.
In Sweden. You went to Redbridge College, and you've told us about that anyway, and you've told us about St. Kalemba, SS Nazigo, and you studied at National University of Rwanda, and studied at University of East London. You mentioned that. So these ones are the bottom about the education you mentioned. But I was so impressed about how you filled in your profile, because most people, when they go on Facebook, they create a profile and you just see a picture and the name. Sometimes they don't use their real name and you don't know anything about them. But when somebody visits your profile, they will already know something about you. So that's what we're gonna discuss today, because I know that people as well call you Mama Community. So when I got to know about this Fortunate, I was like, because I'm gonna just be calling you, it's easier for me to say Fortunate, So I thought, Mama Community, what a big name, because I know you are such a lovely, happy person. To be honest, I've never seen you not have a smile on your face. You're so happy, you always welcome people, you are always supporting people at different events, no matter which event. And then I just thought that's where you got the name Mama Community. How does the name come about?
The name, I think I'm gonna say charity begins at home. I grew up seeing my mother going so much in the community. My mother is such a tall lady, she's taller than me. And I think Gomez is standard. So they used to have to do hers longer. So she had different Gomez's to go to different funerals. That's where it started. So when I grew up, she would say, tonight tugenda murumbera so and so, so and so. So I don't know if that was by blood or by learning, but so as I grew up, I'm the kind of person, if someone has lost someone, I'm there. someone is sick, I want to go and see them, visit them, because I know in our community here, everyone is too busy. Everyone is so, I'm not going to say so self-centered, but everyone is too busy to the extent that we do shifts of 8 to 8. By the time you get home, you don't have time to go and, you don't have time to think about others. But I usually think, okay, my friend is sick. Not my friend, maybe someone in the community is sick. But do they have someone who's going to visit them? And that's how it started, because I used to go visit people and everyone was like, oh, I'm fortunate here, but they were no kundabako. Oh, Kati, the lady who called me Mama Community, she's called me Nati Sally. I don't know if you know her now longer. So, you know, you're fortunate. Go Mama Community, you're everywhere. Kugamba oyamba bulyomu. Not in just the good or the bad, but all together. Umuntu afude obanange tukunganye sente. Let's do. But I find and I'm like, let her sente, please. To afiti do umuntu. I know kudaye ka. And that's how it started. Like umuntu afude mbakubira bona masimu. Tugende kulumbe. There's like tugende bakatandikire wabishi. So I think that's how the Mama community thing started. Like not only promotions, promotion is promotion, but promotion is a good thing. But let's start from humanitarian. Exactly. I think that's where it starts from. We have to be humanitarian, especially now that we are abroad. Some of us don't have big families here. Our families are back home. My mom used to worry a lot, thinking, but when you have friends who have become family, you know you know that when I'm at work, my shift is ending at 8, I can say tatawabana twalabana kukasawe kumbuzi, my friend Claire is there. She's going to look after them. And I know in my head that I trust such. So that is humanitarian, helping each other. I think that's where it comes from. Because actually, of late, we've had so many people who have unfortunately passed away. It's sad, but then you saw all these announcements on social media saying, who do you know this person? There is no friends, there is no relatives. How sad. And then some people are also found after about a week or 2 weeks. In the houses. Just, you know, it's terrible. But anyway, what you're saying is so true. We need to be there for one another, because I've also hosted a lot of Ugandans, not a lot, but the people who have come on the show have repeated the same thing, same message. We don't support one another. We don't do this. We don't do that. Yeah. I'm going to say, I think, I mentioned it even yesterday, the other day on my Facebook forum. East African Ugandans. I think we are ahead in that. In 1 minute, if we lose someone, in 1 minute, we are all gathered. In 1 minute, we are gathered. In 1 day, 2 days, we've gathered all the money that we need. So you are of the different view that we support one another? We do. We do. Yeah. I don't know about others, but us here in the East African community, we do. We even, it starts from here, Richmond. We just make a call, Richmond, Pascal, fena tukungano mulundi gumu. Atasobode na kube simu. Atasobode kube situ. We have forums, we have leaders, we have omulimu. So what do you have to say about people who have come on the show and say people don't support? Is that to do with business? It depends. I think in life, what you give is what you get. Exactly. If you expect people to support you when you don't support, excuse me, you're going to be shocked. If you support others, we shall be there for you. But don't expect support when you lay back, when others are doing their stuff, and then expect them to come to you. That's using people. So things like that happen. But if you ask around, people who have been there in the community, we've supported them. Okay. 100%. That's good. So, Fortune, you also say Tata Wabana. People out there would like to know, are you married? Tata Wabana Jadi Mutumire call, like, you know, tell us a bit about that. No, I didn't know you'd go there.
We are there now.
He knows himself.
It's there. Yeah.
I respect him so much because without him, I couldn't have raised these kids. Especially here in London. Yes. Together.
Together. So are you looking? Are you single?
I'm not gonna say.
You're not gonna say. Okay. So doesn't want to let us.
I respect him so much.
Okay. All right. That's
and good. He's in the kid's life.
Okay, that's good. And our kids, lovely kids, regards to you. I know they will be watching this video. Yeah, okay, that's it with family life. Now we know, and I wanted to ask you as well, because like I mentioned, you are a very happy person, and I did meet you in you always go for the conventions, isn't it?
Yeah.
We met in LA when we went to the UNA courses. That was like before COVID times. And I just wanted to ask you, because I know you've given us a bit of information about, how you got your mama community name and stuff. So how do you manage to do it? Because, people are like, oh, I'm tired, I'm stressed, it's cold and stuff. But Fortune, every party, every party. I remember okay.
I'll have a drink on that because this girl is nailing me now.
I don't have a drink. I will just do this, and mimic what you're doing. But Fortune, if there is any event, I know you've just mentioned, even if it's Kufirwa, Lungan stuff, but parties, birthday party, there is this place in the yard, and then you just see the yard party. You just see the yard parties, Fortune is there. You just see this birthday party there, she is there, and you do your own parties as well. Birthday, we will come to that bit because you just had one.
Okay,
so how do you
answer
manage?
that, I'm naturally a happy person. Now, let me give you one little scenario. I went to St. Kalemba. It is a Catholic school. You know how Catholic school make people dig? The Narisiri Mangako in my life. I can speak Luganda, right?
Yeah, it's what
Narisiri Mangako.
Narisiri Mangako
in my life.
Yeah.
Katime netu kanga Saturdays batuwa the portion pamvu nyo wet kulima. First Saturday nekoma wakati nga bagenda tukuba. Next Saturday bichi kati nengamba, you know what? There is a way out here. I'm going to campaign and become a prefect. Kwa wabera prefect tolima.
You take off those who have and know.
So I was the only person who campaigned from all level, but gets to be what? Entertainment prefect. Right. So I campaigned. I managed to go through. Like that, Nembe exempted to do what? Okurima.
Yeah.
So maybe one bad thing can lead to a good thing. So from then I've been entertainment prefect. I used to fluke Luganda classes just to go to Pride Theatre. Right. So I grew up in back home. My mom is a singer. She sings in the church. She has a dancing troupe. Bana abazina kumbaga.
Yeah, but
yeah. Dunyega is a Kenyankole. This is Amarava. Amarava.
So it's kind of similar, isn't it? Yeah.
My sisters can dance.
Yeah.
My mom can sing. I can't do either of those, but I can attend. So that's the
100%.
And our family Tukuzenga, our home. On weekends we gather. We have brothers, friends who music, guitar. Tuweran wakanga walinga party all the time. So I've grown up like that. So to Chovala and student yanema kobera waka wali dark bichi amazira, no, that depressed me. I wanted to be somewhere. So when I came here, first nebantwala iri mu band. abo abaana bali bakola Galaxy bannakula nabo. Kadume, Ngobi, Bamuwanga, Sarandagile. I know them Nganchabera, Uganda. That just made my life. So Kati, that's it. This is my life. That's how I am. And I don't think anyone can change me. Someone tried, but they didn't succeed.
They didn't succeed.
No, you can't change a person unless you want to depress them.
Yeah.
And I'm not the one who can be depressed easily.
Somebody try to post that like
someone does it. Agenda out to the kid agenda live and late. And I was like,
live and late. You live there. That was like your home.
And I learned that it's only one bus that takes me there. I didn't know the routes.
Yeah.
Then one person told me, "Quarter just bus 25," and I'm like, "Please don't know your guy and pay lift." Katinjako etwala.
Oh my God! You never left that place since you came in. You stayed there. I can imagine. So yeah.
But at least doesn't hinder my career.
Yeah, because you just said. Your posts on Facebook are so funny, like, you know, they're hilarious, you know. I saw you put something like, you know, something you just put recently about, first of all, people, when they come to you, gossiping at different stuff, you don't want them to come and gossip about you and your children. They should be ready to come and tell you who say what exactly. If they're not ready, they shouldn't say anything. Now, it's just to say that, you know, I found your post hilarious. Another one you put, Galifa Nendeka or Chakala. So I was scrolling through, reading, saying, okay, right. So, you know, it all tallies with what you are saying. Because in America, in convention, you say, Fortune, you're there, yeah? You know, because this time when I hadn't attended any convention, so I just say, okay, let me go this time.
But you liked it.
I liked it. I had my aunt's wedding at that time.
You should
so after the wedding, I went, and then who I see from the London crew, Fortune is there. I was like, okay, we're gonna have a party here.
And we did.
So it was such a great time. So you always go for the conventions?
Yes, I do. Apart from the convention time, the COVID times, it's sad. I haven't traveled for about 2 years. I can't believe that, because even when I was in Africa, I used to travel. Traveling is one of my hobbies, so it's kind of sad. But it's coming back to normal, so we shall go.
Fingers crossed, God help us, you know, we need to get life back to how it used to be and all that.
There's this project I'm on.
Yeah.
If it goes through, I may go in December to USA.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about the project? Or when?
Nope. I'll tell you when it goes through.
Okay, when it goes through. So you're going to go there short term, like to...
Just short term for promotion, just short term.
All right, okay. We hope it goes well for you. All the best.
Let's see how it will go.
Yeah. So another thing, like talking about promoting, promotion. Fortune has this event promotion company. It's called FK Events and Promotions. Tell us about it. Like, how long ago did you start it, and what events have you promoted here in the UK and outside?
The person who discovered that potential in me, I did not have it. I just used to put things on Facebook. I didn't know. So Mr. Johnson Mujungu, I don't know if you know him, of the company Gradual.
Yeah. He used to manage Klassy, isn't it?
Yes, So he called me and told me, she got fortunate, no manyango in a potential. So I asked him, Yango, you know, every time you mention something, you say, I'm going to Sweden, people follow you. Like, I don't go alone. I make sure I go like with 5 people, 10 people. The next time I go with 20 people. So she said, do you know that is promotion? I said, what do you mean? He said, okay, I'm going to give you a deal. I have something coming up called To Be Loved. Can you promote that? I said, how? He said, just the way you tell people I'm going to San Diego, I'm going to Denmark, I'm going to do for this and this. Say that and see how many people will come. I said, okay. So I put my profile, I put cover photo To Be Loved, come, So people came. So like, you see?
That's good.
So he gave me money. I'm like, hey, really money sent.
Yeah. So we are waiting.
Yeah. So next is he was bringing musicians. So he gave me the opportunity to be promoting. So that's how I started. And Kansime, Afrigo. Remember, so when with Mujangu, when we did the Africa show, it was massive. It was massive. It was Afrigo and the Desire was in there, and I don't remember who else. And I also want to mention HK Chigozi Creation. She made my dress for that time.
Oh,
Hasfa,
hello. Yeah, that's
she's
my
my
friend.
girl.
Yeah.
She supports me so much. I support her so much. She's an academic.
Yeah. And she does lipsticks as well.
Yes, she does lots of things. She touches everywhere. And she's a very, very, very strong supporter. She's one who can travel from all the way from Oxford. And like, fortunate, I'm coming.
Big up HK.
Big up HK and all my Oxford family. Bagalanyo, Maria Chigozi, Bagalanyo. So, yeah, for that, I think that's what hyped my name. And from there, although, as I told you, Mujungu, so from the, not Los Angeles, the San Diego one, who were many from London. Chiavangamba, you have a potential. So it actually came from there to back here. That's when we did the Afrigo one. And then afterwards, Mr. Mutenza, Uganda Convention. Nancy Muga, she was supposed to promote the Afrigo for Mr. Mutenza. And then she also was supposed to be in Uganda for the wedding dress thing, and she had another promotion to do in Uganda.
Promotes the wedding dress for Sylvia.
Yes, Sylvia and Race.
Yeah.
So she mentioned to Mutenza namogamba kati ani agenda kukoera ni business. Namogamba nti, I know this lady. She can do it for you. So when Mutenza called me, he didn't know me, I didn't know him. He called me and said, you've been recommended to promote my show. I'm like, okay. So she said, fortunate, I'll pay you in advance. Because I don't want you to think and to know I'm going to just use your name or use your following. So he came, Richmond. He came all the way. He gave me, he paid my money. He brought me Nemogamba letter t-shirts, or flyers, or posters. So like that, it went on, and then we started. From there, I started working with other promoters, Zurich, Martha Kalisa in Sweden, Zurich, Melo in Denmark. Then we did others, and it grew like that. That's how my promotion grew. So, out of the blue, someone asked me, so Kakati, why don't you do something for yourself? Do something for yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wants me to mention him because he likes being anonymous. He's my manager. He likes being anonymous. So he asked me, Kati unanga afford, kati olabanga zari wakola white party Uganda.
Yeah.
Laba abantu bokunganyiza abantu abala. You can do it for yourself. I want to do something unique, something that has something that can bring people together. Nayenga, I don't know how to call it. Kananga, what do you want to do? Nemogamba, I want to do a boat cruise. Convention to any boat cruises, and in Sweden we used to have boat cruises. So I said, let me do a boat cruise. Let me do a boat cruise. So it's like, okay, do your investigation, see how much money is. Nze, I will sponsor you. Then when you get your profit back, you give me back my money. Or you can put in what you have. I can add on for you. Then gamba fine. When I gamba koba promoters abala, Mamutens, Mr. Mujungu, Richmond, Jeff, but DJs, Mark Pro, Giddy, everyone was like, yes, you can do it. So it was hyped, and I started doing my research, and I did it. First time, the quarter I was like, hey, I can do it. So Nathan came into FK events, but
what year was that? The FK boat cruise?
I think, I don't remember so well, but it was either 16 or 17. I don't remember so well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that one of your events?
It's
or is it the only one event that is yours?
It's the only one in my name. It's the only one I do for myself. The rest, people hire me to promote their events.
And do you have any events in Uganda happening?
No.
Yeah.
Although I'm planning Okuzawo Kigali Night. Okay. Kigali Night used to be hosted by my cousin Lena, who died.
I remember Lena. Oh my God, that case, because it was here in Leytonstone, just our neighbor. Just the other day we were thinking about her. Rest in peace. Terrible thing. Because it's over 10 years that happened, is it? Or about 7?
7.
About 7 years.
7,
Yeah.
So yeah, I and some other friends, we're planning to Kuzao that night, Kigali night. And we're thinking maybe if it goes well, we can give it to Holly, the daughter. So we can do it in her name. Yeah, so I'm in talks with some club owners, club managers, and we want to do that again. Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, the only event I do of my own is the boat cruise. The rest, I just support others, or they pay me to promote the events.
So you're getting money, fortunate, isn't it? Like, because with promotion, because when I hear promoters, I thought they put in money into the events and then get profits and get their money back. But what you are doing at the moment,
promoting is in two categories.
Yeah.
There is promoting by injecting money,
yeah,
and there is promoting by marketing.
Oh, right.
I market, so when I say I need to be paid is because, let's say if I say I'm going to the yard and I'm going to promote the event from there, 1, I'm gonna get Uber. 2, when I reach there, the supporters, they will need a drink, the baguya drinks. 3, the owners of the business places, katugambe pavini akoera muyadi, mamiziwa. Tomalaga timba wo posters. Oyina gano mu supporting. Otimba wo poster just kubera muntu mulamo timba wo poster no gamba katugulewo something to drink. Ewazi wano ga katugulewo nyama, katugule, not just coming and don't just use people when you need them. So that's how it works. If I go North London, if I go wherever I go, we're spending money. So if I'm spending money, hello, I'm not gonna work for free. I think as I'm spending money. So it's kind of understandable. This promotion business, you don't just sit and post things on Facebook. It doesn't work like that. We're not tambulamba tuze noyogira nabo. So while we're rejecting and never got to kuja. Yeah, tujja kujja oyo muntu ta supporting abantu oyo tajja mu bantu oyo blah 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 blah. So it's my job to convince them.
Talking about that, because also when you're a parent and you have children, like you have to think about
babysitting, childcare. Because sometimes Like when I used to work with Johnson, we used to do shows outside London, Leicester, Manchester, you know. So yeah, you have to think of babysitter.
Babysitters, yeah.
Yeah, and everything.
You must be paying a big bill for babysitters, fortunate, because you know each time you're out, then you have to get somebody stay with them and stuff.
Not necessarily, because you know, as I told you here, is how you deal with people. If you help other people to babysit, they'll help you babysit, right? I have my sisters, I have my friends, Tuyambagana. But if I'm going away for days, let's say I'm going to Sweden or Denmark or Uganda or USA, I'll either have to talk with a nanny who will stay in my house with my kids, and on top of that, yeah, we have to be open with such things. So yeah, co-parenting. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, apart from all these events, promotion and stuff, what other work do you do? Is that what you do mainly, or do you have like a permanent, regular job, career-wise?
No, this is just a side hustle.
Okay.
I don't think this can pay my bills.
I don't know. Tell us.
First of all, promoting is how do I say it? It's not regular.
It's not, yeah, no.
It's once in a while. Promoting is something I do out of my passion. But no, I have a job.
Do you mind sharing with us what you do for work?
Right now, before where I started.
Like right now or before, like what is like your career area?
My career area, since I came to Europe, it's diverted from banking in Africa. Here, I went to social health care. I have another reason why I changed that. You want to hear it now or another time?
Maybe briefly. I don't know, people may want to hear.
Okay. I was a banker. I did economics and finance. I knew nothing at all about social care or psychology or anything. But when I got to Sweden, I had a tough time. My first marriage was abusive.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So it ended up in court, separation, physical abuse, loads. So the people who helped me were social services and the police and stuff. So while in Sweden, when you're being abused and you talk about it or you state it and it's in the police hand, they put you in what they call a safe house. And when I was there, I had the thinking. I was like, instead of continuing with the career of counting people's money, why don't I do things to help others the way these people have helped me, even when they don't know me? I didn't know the language. They were speaking to me in English. They made sure they find me. They came to school while I was studying, because when you get to Sweden, you have to study Swedish. So they came to school. So I thought about it as like, these people, they don't know me. Maybe a teacher reported that I had a red eye or black patch or something, and they helped me. So I said, "Nyagala njige echintu, ishinayamba abantu abalala." And I think, growing up, maybe I have been a feminist, but I don't know. So I was like, "Kankoleyo course, enenyamba okuyamba abachala abalala." Because to me that was the end. I had decided to go back to Africa. I even called my former job to see if my position was still there. So I was like, physical abuse, I don't know if people know the depth of it, but it comes to an extent where the victim knows that I may be killed one day.
People do die because of domestic violence.
Yes, so those people saved me. It's what made me change my mind. I want, first of all, to learn why people behave the way they behave. Because if someone loved you, married you, brought you in another country, why do they behave like that? So I wanted to learn all that. That's how I changed. So I did a course in Sweden. It's called Undersköterska. I think here it's called Associate Nursing. So that's how I changed my career. So from there, I was working with people who are vulnerable. Why you're becoming emotional? I was working.
But did you see me?
Yeah.
Because when I asked you what you do, like I didn't imagine it was gonna take this direction.
Because I want
now,
to tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because
yeah.
so it went to so while doing that course, as you do placements, you work with different people.
Yeah.
Elderly, dementia, psycho, and everything. I worked in Huddinge, who's people who know who know Sweden. I worked with elderly. I worked with druggies. I worked with everything. So now I started learning why people behave the way they behave. Otherwise, before I was a layman. All I knew was money, kubala sente, zabantu ezitayina zange. But now I could see someone and I'm like, oh, that person is brutal because of this. Maybe they had a bad upbringing, maybe, but because of that, I'm interested in maybe. So I've worked in care, because that's the best. I've worked in care. I've worked with abused people. I've worked with drug misuse. I've worked with women. And when I came here, all I wanted was to get any job. Any job. As a Swedish, to get an NI or in government, or funyo molimo. I just went on the computer and applying jobs around me. That by the time that I was Woodford. So number jobs around Woodford. So the first job that came was KAUK. I applied and got it. So I applied for NI and got it, and that's how I moved. So I worked in KAUK. From KAUK, I went back to uni. From uni, I went and worked in Cheryl House. It's a care home for elderly. From there, my manager moved to Priscilla Wakefield House. I moved with her. I worked with her up to 2020. Then I had to quit.
Quit?
Yeah. Because this COVID time, it has been quite overwhelming. A time came when I couldn't handle. See how strong and positive I am? Care homes are different from hospitals. Hospitals, patients come and go. In care homes, you get used to the clients. So, yeah.
So right now you're working?
I am.
Yeah, you're doing everything.
I quit. I stayed home for 4 months and then I started working again. So now I'm working with social care in Romford.
Okay.
I do assessment, assess like when someone has to go to a care home, someone has to come from home to, like that. We do social care assessments. That's
social
what I
care
do.
assessment. So what role? Like, what's your?
I'm still a team leader. I am a team leader.
Team leader, but what role in team leading? Like, are you a review officer, assessment officer? Are you what's your, like a nurse? Are you a nurse? Are you what's the job title?
My job title is just a team leader. I work with everything. I do. When you say nursing, here I don't do the nursing bit.
Yeah.
But in the care home where I was working, I could do things like managing the flow, medications, assessing the person if they're sick, or if they want to go to hospital and everything, in case of any incident, managing the whole flow. But here, what I do is assess people what their best interest is.
All right. Are you a social worker?
Not yet.
Not yet a social worker.
I work under social workers. Yeah.
You're a social work assistant.
Yes.
They call them sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't call them social work assistants in some areas. Maybe they call them review officers or assessment officers. Yeah.
Assessment.
Yeah. All right. Okay then. So that is amazing work you do. Yeah. Did you all hear that? You know, that is like a whole story about Fortune. Like, you know, honestly, I was just getting emotional, but I'm glad you did overcome that DV situation, because, you know, it's, you know, a lot of people have gone through that. People lose their lives, and I understand during COVID it's become worse. Yeah. So, okay. Now, just discuss with us how long you've lived in diaspora, like overall, how many years, and just tell us what are the good things you have achieved in diaspora. Advise others to come over.
I came to the diaspora in 2001. This is 2021.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do the maths. People were watching. What I've achieved is I'm gonna say family is not only blood. I've achieved knowing I've made more families here. Of course, my family, my mom, my best friend, she's in Rwanda, but I have mother figures here. I have made friends. I have mother figures, I have aunties, I have uncles, I have friends, I have sisters, not blood related, but people who have been there for me and I've been there for them, but they've mostly been there for me. Uncle Dan, Auntie Pamela, Auntie Hawk,
Lovely people they are.
Auntie Jackie, Auntie Vicky, you know, Sarah Mugi, Sarah Kamba, Auntie Pavin. There are all people I can rely on. There are people I can call at 3 in the night and say, Nange, Sina Senteza gas. You know someone you can call and tell that? That is your inner friend. So I've achieved a family that I couldn't have achieved had I not come abroad. And I've achieved a lot of potentials. I've achieved a lot of skills. I've had... I'm fortunate that as most of my managers, my teachers, they're very good. They've given me so much potential. You know, person who tells you, you know what, go do that course. I think you're gonna gain from it. I could be just a team leader, but maybe I'm gaining more skills than just being a team leader. So when they send you to do this, you can do that, you can do that. So yeah, my former manager, stroke friends, Suan, big up. She has given not only me, but everyone she works with lots of opportunities. The last time when I was going to Uganda, she had put me on the list of doing associate nursing here, and the company was paying. So she tells me, so when I was in Uganda, she tells me, oh, your name has gone through. Because you go through the interviews and your name has gone through, so now, madam, you have to come back so quickly. So I stayed in Uganda for only 10 days. So that is, I can say, what I call it, a blessing. So I go gaining, maybe the way I treat people, that's the way they treat me back. So I've gained too many skills, too many experiences, and I can almost do anything. Okay.
And what about in terms of development? Like, what have you been able to achieve? Like back home, like some people, they will send money back home, buy properties there, or rentals and stuff like that. In terms of like finances and stuff.
See? You're laughing.
No, because no, when people come here, I mean, we say we come for greener pastures. We want to make ourselves better and stuff. So how have you found it along those lines?
I won't go into private.
Yeah.
What I've achieved home or not. But I'll go into what I've achieved career-wise. I came with 1 degree, now I have 3.
3, well done.
And some certificates and some knowledge. And a lot of knowledge. In case I decide to go back home, I have a lot to take back knowledge-wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like the way
about private, I'm not gonna discuss that.
I like the way you've dodged that question, but never mind. So following up on that, because people usually do complain about people back home, say, okay, if you are determined to do something there is challenges in terms of like who to send your money to, you know, do you have anything to say?
I don't have a problem with that because my family, those who know ask Mary Ingabire. She knows my mom. She knows
Mary,
Ingabire, my sister. She knows me. She knows home. We are a very tight family, and we are together like this.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with that. If I say I'm sending this to my sister or my mom, I just know it's going to be fine.
I mean, to do something
yes,
for you.
Yeah, 100%.
So you haven't had
I haven't had any issue with that.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
That's good, yeah.
And my mother is my rock. Yeah.
Okay. And what are the challenges, for instance, of being here? If you give us 1 or 2.
The most challenges is missing my family back home. The one I got recently is my mom had an accident. And she broke her leg. I really, really wanted to go, but by that time, Uganda and Rwanda was red. I could not go. It put me down so much, but I had to keep faithful and positive. She's better now. She had an operation, best surgeons, best treatment, best everything. And she's recovering, so I'm hoping to go and see her very soon. My most challenge is missing my family back home. And I promised myself the moment Mariam goes to uni, I'm saying goodbye to diaspora.
Is that like your future plan? Tell us by the way, like in years to come, you don't plan to retire.
If I could, no. If I could go now, but I have a role to play. My kids are teenagers now. 18, 15, 11. They need me so much. So I have to be there for them until the last one goes to uni, which is not very far from now. So that's my plan. I don't see myself living here forever. Maybe I'll be going and coming back, but I was tired of the diaspora the day I stepped in diaspora.
Okay, all right then. So that is nice to know that you plan to go back home and live
big time
forever, because obviously there are good things to living here, but also there is the downside of things like the weather, cold months and dark months, and a lot of other stuff. So so Foti, can you just tell people out there, because I know you mentioned Kigali, how do they say? I'll try to say it in to really Kigalians, people from Kigali to subscribe to the channel.
Okay.
Did I say it? Did I try?
I can say it in my language.
Yes,
okay.
Say.
Okay. Abantu bari ikigali mwese, Rwanda, Uganda, friends of Rwanda and Uganda, can you please subscribe to Klassy's channel, please, to see interviews of most of us in the diaspora. Thank you.
That is good. Thank you so much for that nice shout out. So you heard it here from Fortunate herself. So please subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share it out with all your friends and family, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you are notified each time we post a video here. So what is it like, just summarizing and concluding the interview? Any last message you want to leave to?
Yes, I'm gonna mention the events we have that are coming up, that I'm promoting. We have on the 18th of December, we have the Christmas annual party hosted by Pavin Katanaka. It will be on Barking Road. So
who do you like to say thank you in the community, or anyone you wanna wish a nice, let me say, like, say special message to them on the show?
Wow, this is a hard one because I want to mention everyone, and there are very many people. However, first and foremost, I'm gonna thank Richmond.
Okay.
Richmond has been there for us in the community. We've used his place for fundraisings, for parties, for weddings, for when someone dies, funeral services. So basically, he just gives us his place for free.
And by the way, we are using it for
actually
this
we are
now,
at the moment
right
we are
now,
at Richmond
like
Salon.
Thank him so much.
And big up Richmond. I've known the first day I landed in London. That's when I knew Richmond, because I was brought to Richmond to do my hair. And that was 17 years ago.
Until now.
Until now.
He's a nice person.
Yeah. So another person I would like to thank is Jaffa, Sulaiman Jaffa of Salah Bed International, but he also acts as a manager. He's been manager, Pire One manager Boats, now he's manager Kingsbull, where I hosted my birthday. I've worked with Jaffa, not worked, we've been friends for a long time, and we've worked together in this industry for long. And he calls me Muna, my sister, because we are both from Ginger. Basega. I'd like to thank Jose Jeblings. I'd like to thank Mr. Mutenza, Uganda Convention. I'd like to thank all the DJs, especially DJ Giddy, that we work together in FK events. That's whom I work with for most for the boat cruise.
Okay.
Yeah, and artists, other people, the Chibitu, Bettina, Pavin, I can't finish all the names.
Otherwise we'll be here.
We'll be here till tomorrow.
All right.
Thank you so much, especially our community, the Chisoboka community. We have a group called Chisoboka, Lichitalema Chisoboka. Chairman Kevin, Vice Chairman Kabanda Kumbuzi. Thank all of you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
All right then, so that's it from Fortune, and we would like to say a very big thank you to you for agreeing to come here to speak to us. You know, it's not easy, like, you know, letting us into your personal space, personal stories you've shared, and a lot of other information. So we appreciate it a lot here at the Klassy show. So we would like to say bye to you, and we will see you next time. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye. We love you.
Love you.